Counting down from 10, the first thing that you can do to save more money over the next year is to switch to cash. There's something about having money actually in your hand that makes it a little bit harder to let go. Number 2, and this supports number 1, is count your coins. There's an old saying, if you mind the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. And that is true in a lot of sense, to have to count our money. These days, some of the younger kids aren't used to it and they can often shortchange you and not be bothered by it. Number 3, if you're going grocery shopping, what you should probably start doing is prepping before you go. I'm not talking about clipping coupons and going crazy with that. You can do that. It does help and save you probably $50, $100, or maybe more a month. It's a trade-off of time. Really just write down a list of what you need to get and keep it in your pocket or your wallet, or put it in the notepad on your iPhone, and make sure you stick to it. It's far too easy to just start adding an extra box of cereal. So make sure you have a list. This one you're gonna hate, we all do. Limit your restaurant spending. I'm not saying don't go to a restaurant ever. Do what is going to motivate you to keep going and give you some sort of bonus at the end to keep you interested and have maybe a cheat day. It's good to once in a while maybe set aside $50, $100 so you can actually go to the restaurant. It's very easy to get up to $200, $300, $400, $500 a month just blown on takeout, Uber Eats, going to an actual restaurant, even Starbucks, that is a restaurant. It's very easy to get out of control. If you can cut back on that, allocate a certain amount of money, maybe put it in cash in one of your little books or a different pocket, that will help you save some extra money because you're not spending it. 5, hold off on major purchases or get a second opinion. If you're married, if you have a partner, you're sharing bank accounts, or it's just you or someone holding you accountable, pick a number that you cannot just go out and spend unless you sleep on it for a day. Maybe it's $300, maybe it's $500, maybe it's a little bit less, but pick that number and make sure you wait at least 24 hours before you make that purchase, and make sure you find it at least another place. Maybe not get it new, maybe get it secondhand. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a friend of mine, it's actually a family member, I shouldn't say a friend of mine, he's a family member, wanted to get a very expensive camera, and he was going to order it from a company that would have it on back order, and he had to pay, I think, almost like $500 to $1,000 more for this camera, and he wanted to get it. And what he did was went on, I think it was Facebook Marketplace, looked up the exact title, very specific title, to find that camera, found another buyer. He had to do some driving to get it, but he went up saving himself a ton of money by doing this. The camera was in mint condition. It was maybe a year old. The guy only used it a couple of times. So keep that in mind with these big purchases. 6, this one's tricky for a lot of people because we all have a heavy foot and want to get places quickly, is slow down in your car, cut down on gas. I'm not saying drive like Miss Daisy's in the car, but maybe you should. Don't speed. It's against the law. It's actually dangerous, and it puts a lot of wear and tear and extra gas mileage on your car. Keep it around 60, depending on the speed limit in your area, and just cruise. It's kind of silly, but at the end of the month, it sounds crazy. You'll probably save 50, 75, or even more in gas. It's an exercise in patience, but you will save some money by doing this. 7, cut up your cable. A simple solution to getting off of the big companies like Comcast is to switch to online. So a place like Verizon can give you pretty quick internet for just $70 a month, and you can switch to 1 or 2 streaming services to save you money. If you have a Roku device, there's actually a lot of free content built right into that. But if you really want live TV, I recommend getting Sling. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check it out for yourself. 8, move your credit card to a no interest credit card for a temporary time. One simple thing I did, I had a few $1,000s of debt. I didn't have the money to pay it off right away, but I wanted to get rid of the interest. So what I did is I took the balance to that and I moved it to a Discover It card. It gave me 18 months, no interest, to pay down some of that debt before the interest kicked back in. And if you use my referral code down in the description below, you'll get an extra $100 off that credited to you to help you pay down that debt. 9 is about the time I ask for your subscription. I hope I'm bringing you value. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future content that's coming up. Also, stick around to the bonus tip I'm going to give you at the end. You don't want to miss it. Number 9 is to set a savings goal. $1,000 cash in the bank. It changes how you sleep at night. It's attainable. If you do $100 a month, it takes you 10 months. If you do $250, it take you 4 months. If you could do that quicker, sell some stuff, you could probably get $1,000 depending on how creative you can get and how much you want to hustle, and get that into a savings account so you're not missing any other bills. Some credit unions will give you a pretty good interest rate, and with inflation kicking in like crazy, the Fed raising interest rates, you're probably actually going to make some money on that in the bank in the future once inflation comes down. So keep that in mind. Having a goal is going to motivate you to cut more and find more creative ways, find more videos, more ideas to help you actually save more money. Number 10 is create a budget, the 50-30-20. And I hate this and I disagree with it. And I'll tell you what I recommend in just a second. But first, what it is 50% of what you're going to have is you're going to live off that. The next 30% is going to go to things that you want, not necessarily needs, but wants. Flashy things, restaurants, saving for a vacation, those kind of things. And 20% is going to go to debt reduction or a savings account. All good ideas, but I feel like it can get a little bit convoluted and complicated. For someone like me, I recommend this 10-10-10. Take the first 10% of your money and give it away. Think about any birthdays or gifts or things that you want to give to, or maybe a Christmas that you're gonna have to save up for. Just start stocking that money away. Pile it into a high interest savings account and just let it sit there. Or maybe every time it gets up to $100, just write a check to your church or charity and just do it. And make sure you're doing it. To give, it changes the way you think about money while you're being generous with it. And it actually helps you kind of attract more because you're not as attached to the money itself, but you become more motivated to generate more so you could give more. The next 10% is to save it for yourself. You really should go to the old adage of pay yourself first. No less than 1/10%. This can be saving for an emergency or saving for a bigger purchase or saving for a home. Pay yourself first. The next 10% is invest it. Yes, you can do a 401k, a stock account, or a piece of real estate, or in your own business. Make sure you have those three things going. Give, save, invest, and then live off the rest. But do those three first. That's what I do, and that's what I recommend. I mentioned a bonus. You need to start something on the side that is outside of your paycheck, a side business, whatever it is. But if that is too much for you, the simplest thing you can do, if you just can't wrap your head around opening a McDonald's or a Subway or something like that, is to simply just start a YouTube channel and learn about the different income streams that you can learn from here. It takes time, but you can literally just start with a smartphone. I'm shooting on a smartphone right now, and you can invest over time and learn the skills. Follow me on my channel and I'll give you some recommendations on how you can get started in that. Make sure you check out this video on the screen, and that'll help you come up with several other ideas how to get started and how to earn some quick dough, put it into your savings account. Thanks for watching.